receiving options, as well as the return of Rob Gronkowski. And according to Fox Bet, Brady now has the 8th best odds to win MVP this coming season. So, Shannon, is this just right or a bit too low for Mr. Tom Brady?
I'm surprised they're that low. Skip, in your 40 years of journalism, you understand that sports is just not about scores. It's about stories. Nobody coming into the 2020 season has a more compelling story than one Tom Brady. 20 years in one organization, leaves, goes to a franchise that has not been to the playoffs in over a decade, leads them to the playoffs, gets a play. Skip, the story is there. It's to be written. All Tom Brady has to do is the end. It's there. It's the most compelling story. Now, do I believe? I think he should have been, obviously I believe he should have been higher, considering what the story is about around him. Now, we haven't had a back-to-back a regular season MVP, Skip, if I'm not mistaken, since Peyton Manning, and we're probably going to have to go back to 2008, 2009, something like that, maybe even further. But if I'm not mistaken, Peyton was the last back-to-back MVP. So, yeah, Mahomes or Lamar winning that, okay, yeah, but is that a more compelling story than Tom Brady leaving one organization after 20 years, setting out on his own, and getting a team that hasn't won, that's known for futility, into the playoffs? Skip, that's going to be an unbelievable story if that were to happen, and I think Tom Brady should have been a little bit higher on the MVP odds.
Wait a second. Did I just hear Shannon Sharp give Tom Brady a real shot at being the National Football League most valuable player?
No, that's not what I said, Skip. I said he's too low. I would still take Lamar. Skip, my homeboy is plus 375. I'm not putting up no $375 to win $1. You're crazy. To win $100? No. Tom Brady's going to Skip. Gamblers, they do odds. I don't do that. I don't got the tolerance. I don't got the stomach for it. You know how gambling works. I don't got the stomach for that, Skip. A little bit, but not like this. No. I would take Mahomes. I would tell you what I'm going to do, Skip Bayless. I'm going to take Mahomes and L-Jack. I give you the field for 2 cases.
For 2 cases with field?
2 cases.
Well, you're going way out on the limb there, aren't you? How about I get Tom Brady, and I'll bet you 1 case, but if I win, I get 22 cases because he's 22 to 1 on Fox Bet. Yes.
No.
Let's do the odds. 22 to 1. No. I'll bet you 1 case on Tom Brady. You give me 22 cases. That's what Fox Bet says.
Skip, I'm giving you the old Tiger Woods. You got Tiger. I got Tiger. You take the field. In this situation, I got L-Jack and my homeboy. You got the field. You got Russ. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Drew Brees. Brady. Yeah. Come on, Skip. Dak? What about
Aaron
Dak?
Rodgers
Dak
has
is like
0 shot. 0 shot. Okay, back to my premise here.
And Brady?
We're talking about Tom Brady here. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. is 22 to 1. The 8th choice, says Fox Bet. If I were a betting man, I'd put a couple of bucks or maybe a couple of more bucks on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm even hearing Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famer on Undisputed. I think he's actually saying that he fears that Brady, story plus stats, will be right in the thick of the MVP race. Because I'll give you that. He does have a feel-good fairy tale narrative in place. You're right. He went to the worst franchise in all of sports in overall career winning percentage. He went to a team that was 7-9 and missed the playoffs last year. And he is in position with the weapons that he gains there, plus Gronkowski, to make a run at MVP. I've already told you that several times, sitting right here in this chair over the last month. He has a real shot, and it's not just because of story, because story alone will not win you MVP. you need wins, and you need stats. And I believe Brady, in the end, will have both. I believe that Tampa Bay, or as I call them, Tampa Bay, they'll win 12 games, and I believe by one game, they're going to win their division, the NFC South.
Okay.
It may even be a dead heat. Maybe it'll be both 12 wins. I just believe that Tampa Bay will somehow have the tiebreaker and win the division. If they get to 12 off only 7 last year, and Tom can put up the kind of numbers Jameis did, but on the positive side of the ledger, he'll be right in the thick of it. Jameis threw for the most yards in pro football last year, 5,000-plus yards. Brady will throw for 5,000-plus, and I believe he will lead the league in passing yards. I believe he'll lead it easily in touchdowns. Jameis had 33 last year to Lamar's 36, which led the NFL. I believe Brady will throw 40 touchdown passes. I believe that Brady will cut Jameis's 30 interceptions down to under 10. I believe it'll be somewhere 9-ish. It could be 10, but it'll be like 40 to 10, 40 to 9. And with those kind of numbers and that kind of team success, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the race. And if you then throw underneath it the feel-good fairy tale narrative to gird it, to lift it, man, he's going to have a real shot. So I think 22-1 is outrageously wrong. And I believe that there's going to be this Tampa Bay tidal wave in Tampa Bay of an offense that will rival Mahomes and rival Lamar's because they have the weapons. Obviously, Tom had none of these weapons last year. Now he has 2 Pro Bowl wideouts. On top of Gronk, he has 2 other very good tight ends in O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. His offensive line got better with Tristan Wirfs, who they stole in the draft, trading from 14 to 13. He'll be their new right tackle. Stud, way to go. And I think Donald Jones, who's a second-round pick out of USC, who can catch the ball out of the backfield, and then my little man, Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt, who they stole in the 3rd round this year, will give him James White-ish kind of players coming out of the backfield. Then on top of that, Bruce Arians has football offensive genius about him. Tom Moore, the overseer, the advisor to this offense, definitely does. So you give Tom all that, that's a recipe for MVP. So it's not just the story he's got going for him. It's the firepower. It's the brain power. It's set up perfectly for him to have the perfect